As we were talking about at the top of the show, we've got a lot of waiting to do, but this is also when things start getting exciting because the rumors and the stories and the news and the leaks and all that start to emerge. And man, oh man, Ahsoka season 2, there's so much promise. It disappointed on season 1, disappointed on some levels story-wise, but knowing that there's a season 2, there's hope, there's a chance. And so I'm certainly looking forward to it. I know Dave Filoni is a great storyteller, so let's hope that the mojo gets back with season 2. And we've got a scoop here for you with some really cool concept art, a number of them. And we want to go through them because this came from what we consider a valued and trusted source.
Truly. I mean, it just kind of came out of nowhere. We're just sitting around minding our own business, going about our day. I'm reading the Legacy of Vader comic from Marvel Comics. It's so awesome. It's really great. And they're only about 6 issues into that. And I'm sitting there looking at that book and all of a sudden, oh my God, Ahsoka concept art in our email inbox. Where is this coming from? Well, it, like Jason said, a very valued and trusted source to RFR. But I'm like, where did all of this concept art come from? So I started to scour the web. I can't find it anywhere. So I don't think this is out there. This is stuff that's been provided to us. I think it's 100% legitimate and definitely worth checking out. So our full show video audience, the RFR All Access audience on Patreon, they're going to be seeing all of these images. But keep an eye on our YouTube channel over the next few days because we might release this entire segment to you guys because it's very visual, but we will try to describe everything in great detail as we are famously known for here on Rebel Force Radio.
All right, let's hit it. Here's the very first image that we're looking at here. And this looks to me to be a female character, a bald-headed female character. And she is wearing some sort of mask that covers her nose and her mouth. And there are like 2 tusks coming out. And also a lot of red leather. But definitely I'm definitely getting female character vibes here, and there's some marks in the right above the eyebrows, and I keep thinking that this has got to be some sort of witch or night sister warrior or something. Knowing where the story is going in Ahsoka season 2, which is the resurrection of all of these night sister witches.
I smart money would be this is a night sister. Who though?
Right.
I don't know. And also there's another side of this coin though that I've been considering is just simply by the look of the 2 marks on the forehead. They look very similar to the 2 marks that are on the forehead of the Grand Inquisitor in Rebels and in Kenobi. It looks very similar. Does it not look very similar?
It does.
So this might be some like sort of Inquisitor kind of tattoo she has, or it could just be a simple Night Sister thing. But yeah, I would probably say Night Sister. We do know Inquisitors exist in the Ahsoka time frame though, because we saw that Marok guy in season 1 and he turned into a puff of green smoke, which may indicate that he was some sort of Night Sister manifestation of evil. But that's the one thing I noticed, that design aesthetic that really makes me think of the Grand Inquisitor, those 2 just these 2 lines on the forehead. It looks like tattoos or some kind of marking. So, and that mask looks kind of familiar too, like it's something I've seen in the past in Star Wars concept art, maybe for episode 1 when they were trying to find a solid design.
It does have
there's something familiar about it, you know.
There is, absolutely there is. There doesn't seem to be any kind of mechanics with it, so it looks more like it's there. It's not there to serve any kind of, it's not a breath mask or a breathing apparatus that I can tell. It looks more like it's there as intimidation or
like a war mask.
A war mask, yeah.
Or a COVID mask. Who'd have No. Does COVID exist in Star
But
Wars?
is there any clue in the environment? The environment we see behind, we see a blazing sun. And who knows what this could indicate. I don't think this is Paradia. Paradia is a very gloomy and sort of overcast place. So this, I feel like, might be in the proper galaxy. Plus, we know the night or the witches are all being resurrected in the Alpha Galaxy or whatever we want to call it.
Dathomir. Yeah, if I was just, I even consider the background. I mean, it could just be some generic thing for the concept. But I mean, I get Tatooine vibes, natural with a big sun behind her. And It's only one sun, I want to say, but it just sort of has that sort of desert bleakness, hot. Yeah, who knows? Yeah. It could be a nothing background.
Too hot for all that red leather, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, wow.
All right.
No, there's two of them.
Okay, so here we see clearly Night Sister witches, and it looks to me like New Republic officers, troopers, New Republic troopers. They've got the blue, they've got the helmets. So this is some kind of an attack, it looks to me, on a New Republic vessel of some sort by these night witches. Yeah,
I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. It appears to be some battle happening in a starship corridor. One of the Night Sisters, it appears there be three Night Sisters doing martial arts moves. They all have blades or some sort of weapons for battle.
Staffs, maybe, or
I see a staff.
Bow and arrow or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of Japanese lettering, too, on this particular screen grab. So, obviously, this stuff was leaked out of one of the animation studios in Asia that are working on this particular series. So, or animation or concept art or whatever it is.
You can see some sort of blast ripping through this one trooper here on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So that might indicate some sort of bow, staff, kind of, or not. Yeah, something with some sort of
projectile. Like it appears like she might have a sort of bow and arrow that we see in this frame here of the New Republic officer taking a blaster bolt right through his midsection. It appears, it could be a staff or maybe it's some sort of bow or something, but it's a night.
Didn't Omega have like a bow and arrow, and it was like some sort of electro arrow that went vibro arrow or something. Okay. All right. Oh, here's Enoch. This could be maybe part of the same battle. It looks like Enoch is taking out one of the New Republic soldiers here with some sort of, again, looks like a staff.
Or maybe even a lightsaber, just judging by the reflection, the green reflection I see.
Yeah, I see that. But then look behind him. So it's a really long staff that he's got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it sure is. Yeah. Yeah. Now I see the staff. You're right. So maybe it has.
But there is a green glow.
A green glow.
Which is the Night Sister magic energy. It's sort of the visual reference is a green glow.
We can only see part of the staff, so we don't know. We can't see the contact point that between Enoch's staff and this New Republic soldier. But it looks bad for the New Republic soldier either way.
Doesn't look good.
No, he's not seeing tomorrow.
Now, this is really clear. I'm seeing Hera Syndulla, Chopper, and what I assume is Jason Syndulla here.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming as well. It looks like they're hiding somewhere in they're in a cave or in some sort of jungle environment, hiding out somewhere.
See these vines behind him, almost like swampy.
And maybe Chopper is damaged. Hera looks focused on what's happening just outside of the frame.
Yeah.
She's looking elsewhere. Jason looks like he might be wounded.
Maybe.
Look how he's holding his leg and stuff. I mean, he might be wounded. hard to tell. The definition of these photos also is not exactly high def.
No, not at all. Yeah, we're dealing with
we're
low
trying
res.
we're just trying to decipher what we're seeing here. Again, I have no idea where these images have come from or anything. All I know is who sent it to us, and you guys aren't going to find out who that is. Here's Chopper.
Chopper, yeah.
It looks like he's got a blaster rifle.
Oh my God, you're right. He does.
Yeah, and those little arms that he has in front, he has those two arms on the side of his head.
Yeah.
But he has those R2D2 little extensions, arm extensions, whatever you want to call them, right in front. The part where I always refer to as like R2D2's mouth, where Leia in A New Hope, Leia put the plans to the Death Star in that top slot, but he's got those two little arms right underneath that. And it looks like Chopper is using those arms to hold a big piece of firearms.
It's a big rifle. There's a scope on it and everything.
Yeah, he's got some hot heat in his hands right there, and he's not afraid to use it. So we might be seeing Chopper action sequences that have been like completely, that seem like completely out of the reach of reality coming true. And you know what? I welcome that. I want to see them take Chopper and elevate the character, the droid character, into something other than this, like just, sassy
comic relief.
It's just like give him some real warrior functions and put a blaster in his quote hand.
Yeah, because R2 had attitude. There's no question. R2 was sassy. He had attitude. Right, but R2 always saved the day. Like, I mean, R2 earned the attitude because R2 always knew what the heck was going on and how to get people out of the jam. So,
yeah, but I'll tell you this. Chopper lives under that shadow of R2D2. He always will. Okay? But what can elevate Chopper? Well, put a blaster in his control. We've never seen R2 necessarily have a blaster in his, quote, hands. And I think that's kind of an interesting thing. So naturally, if you're going to put a blaster in the control of Chopper, the next step is to give R2D2 a flippin' lightsaber. And I expect to see that in a future story. That's what I want to see. R2 with a lightsaber. I mean, we're just cracking the door open a little bit with Chopper and a blaster. I want R2 and a saber in a future story.
And not just shooting it out of his dome. We want to see him wielding that lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, right. We want to see him doing some wicked moves.
Okay, so we have this cloudy, foggy. This looks like Paradia to me. But I can't make out who this. It looks like a battalion, maybe of
troopers.
Troopers, yeah. There's one in the lead. They all have sort of backpacks on, weapons drawn.
To the left, what is the object that some of them seem to be concentrating on? It's hard to tell.
Are these creatures or is this just environment?
It looks like a very swampy environment, and that could be some sort of creature because the three of them on the left are angling toward that thing.
Right.
It looks like it's caught their attention, while the other three, we see six figures in this shot. The other three are going to the right into the fog, while half of them are facing this, whatever it is, emerging out of the fog. They could be New Republic troopers, maybe searching for Ahsoka and Sabine, or they could be stormtroopers of the Enoch variety, of the zombie trooper variety that comes with Grand Admiral Thrawn. You know what this looks like to me? It doesn't look like parody at all. This looks like Dathomir to me. That's what that looks like. It looks like Dathomir.
Yes.
Which is a planet we visited, in previously in Clone Wars and everything. But if you flash back to those initial Savage Opress, Night Sister, Mother Talzin episodes, this looks like very similar to the Dathomir environment. Very foggy, shrouded in fog, kind of a pinkish kind of thing. And then you see like weird natural growths in the environment with like kind of spiky protrusions coming from.
Yeah.
All of this feels very Dathomir to me.
You're right. It is Dathomir. Yeah. Yeah, and didn't we just see Dathomir in Tales of not Tales of the Underworld, but the previous Tales
of the Dark Side.
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
and so we saw a lot of Dathomir, and it did have that pinkish hue that George Costanza likes so much.
Wait. I've seen every Seinfeld episode 5,000 times. What? Tell me the George Costanza connection to the.
They're trying to hook George up with a friend of Jerry and Elaine's, and he says, Jerry, of course, first says that she's got a great personality, and George is like, whoa, great personality. That only means one thing. So he goes through this litany of questions, and he finally he's asking about her complexion. Good complexion? Is there a pinkish hue? And Jerry's like, there's a hue. There's a hue.
That is a deep cut.
Yes.
That is a deep cut. I couldn't let you just make that deep cut without some explanation. So
is there a pinkish hue? So as soon as you say there's a pinkish hue.
I do recall the episode. It was not Marissa Tomei.
No, it was not. No, there's a hue. Okay, now this one has really got me going. All right, this image has really got me buzzing. Yeah, because I got to start with the character. There's a figure on the top that has what looks to be wings, and the first thought I had was, "This is the sun. This is Mortis. Oh. This is the sun." Wow. But as you get closer of inspection, it's definitely metal. This looks droid-like. So unless the sun is sporting some sort of Iron Man costume, I don't think this is the sun. But man, if those wings, I've never seen a droid with feathery-looking wings before.
Yeah, an odd photo. Oh, can you go back a little? Can you pull out a little more? Because we see lava flowing. On a volcano or something. So that's in the background. So naturally, if you see lava in Star Wars, you're thinking Mustafar.
Right.
But I'm thinking this is more of a Mortis kind of situation here, where we're seeing, like you said, Jason, a very Iron Man kind of individual, but with incredibly huge wings instead of arms. This is a really trippy sort of thing. That's Sabine opening fire on him.
Oh, yes, it is. You see the hair, the purple hair.
The hair, yeah. So Sabine is going to be facing off against some weird metallic winged creature as lava is flowing around her. This sounds like mayhem. But again, I want to see a more exotic. I want to see a more threatening environment for Peridea. I was really disappointed at the just completely nondescript environment they were in once they finally reached this place. There was really very little in the actual environment itself that made me feel like I was in another galaxy other than the Star Wars universe. And I think that really, really needs to be there in season 2. I thought Peridea was a boring environment, quite honestly.
It really was boring. Very dull, bland,
it offered nothing.
rocky.
It offered nothing. And I mean, there were little elements we saw that were kind of interesting. Didn't somebody look into the water turtles? And see something? And the little, well, they were more like hermit crabs.
Right.
Because remember, they can't be turtles. They have shells, but they have their eyes are on spikes or whatever you want to call them. Stalks. Sorry. And, but I mean, there was really nothing about the environment that drew me in. And we need more exotic things happening if we're going outside the galaxy. Instead, they went to a place that was more boring than the Star Wars universe. And that's a huge fault of the Ahsoka show. One of many huge faults, which I certainly hope gets redeemed in season 2, because along with the huge faults in Ahsoka season 1, there are also huge triumphs as well. I think I'm not some one-trick pony where I'm just, but I still to this day, I don't think there's a Star Wars project that's been released that has offered me with more wide open gaping holes in the storytelling and more overall just disappointment than the Ahsoka series, because it has everything going for it. And of course, that's that episode with the world between worlds and Anakin and all that. I mean, that's exceptional Star Wars, no matter how you want to break it down. So you could look at that episode and judge the entire Ahsoka series on that one episode, and it would elevate it maybe to the top of your list. But when you really look closely at the way the story is rolled out in Ahsoka season 1 and what's happening and all of this, there's weirdness going on there. Sabine taking a lightsaber through the gut.
Yeah.
I mean, this insistence on them diminishing the integrity of the lightsaber as a weapon is something I don't think I can ever forgive the Ahsoka series nor the Kenobi series for doing. Huge violations of what makes Star Wars. And a guy like Dave Filoni, like I could cut Deborah Chow a break, but a guy like Dave Filoni, come on, man, you could do so much better than that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
See what happens when he stops doing regular calls to RFR? The guy goes totally off the rails.
All right, so okay, I got a flashback here because let's take a good look at the face of this flying droid. They fly now, and then we flip to the next picture. I think that's what we're looking at here.
Yep, the 4 eyes.
The four eyes. Yeah.
So here's a close up of that creature, droid.
Yeah.
You have to say droid, right? I mean,
I think so.
Jawa's eyes glow, and we've never been given any explanation.
Doesn't this look metal to you, though?
It does, yeah. It looks like a droid of some sort.
Yeah.
A droid.
Yeah. So, all right. Next shot. Okay. Let's talk about creatures here and maybe Mortis. Here is what we can, obviously, is Ahsoka Tano with lightsaber drawn. But look at this creepy hand. This is I'd say this is Rancor proportions in terms of what we're looking at. I'm not saying it's a Rancor. I'm just saying that in terms of proportionality here, that is probably the size difference we're looking at with whatever creature is emerging from behind this rock wall.
The rock wall creature. But you're definitely right on. I mean, the 3-clawed hand of a Rancor is kind of being seen here. Oh, did you hear that Gareth Edwards revealed that there's some sort of, I haven't seen the latest Jurassic World movie, but I did see the freeze frame of some sort of dinosaur that is very similar to a Rancor that appears in Jurassic World.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so Gareth has
Star
gone
Wars
on the record as saying, Gareth has gone on the record as saying, because he's the director of the new Jurassic World with Scarlett Johansson, Gareth Edwards has gone on the record as saying that it was directly inspired by Return of the Jedi.
All right. Good for Gareth. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
So if you're going to see the Jurassic movie, keep your eye open for the dinosaur.
Well, we were supposed to get Colin Trevorrow to direct episode 9.
Yes.
And now we got Gareth Edwards and then Colin Trevorrow, who wrote, I think did he write all 3 of those Jurassic World films or just one?
Oh, that I couldn't tell you that.
But he was very involved in the Jurassic World, the Chris Pratt, those 3 Jurassic World films. And now we got Gareth Edwards moving over from Star Wars into Jurassic Park.
Fabuloso.
Yeah.
Garrett's a good guy. I had some wine with him at Skywalker Ranch once. So he immediately, no matter what, he can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Did you get him in trouble? Because everybody, all the, Star Wars celebs, they get in trouble. They hang out with us for too long.
Gareth hasn't been back for Star Wars since then, so
that's true. All right, so we got Ahsoka facing off some sort of creature. Again, this could be Mortis. Who knows? Next, okay, this is what's her name?
Shin Hati.
Shin Hati, yes. So an over-the-shoulder, not much to see here except just an over-the-shoulder perspective. The blonde hair, the armor on the shoulders, definitely Shin Hati. Hard to see what she's looking at.
Looks like a kind of a watercolor sort of.
It does.
Thing here. It's just it lacks definition. She's approaching something. It appears to be a blast door on the side of some sort of structure. Kind of reddish in color. And we're seeing her from behind. It appears to be a windy day because her hair is obviously being blown around a lot, but she's just really recognizable from the color of the hair and the armor she's wearing. But yeah, there's not much to glean out of this one.
And is this Huyang?
That's Huyang, yes, with 4 lightsaber blades going. And we know Huyang has this capability because we saw him training Sabine in season 1. But it looks like he's not using training sabers this time around. He has 2 blue blades, 2 green blades.
Yeah, but is there something behind him?
Yeah, it appears that, yes, there is something behind him.
Is it another Huyang?
It almost looks like it's a double image of Huyang. It almost, or Huyang. Yeah. I always call him Huyang. I always put the Y in there, but his name is Huyang.
Oh, Huyang. I do the Y too.
Yeah, we throw the Y in. That's what we do here at Rebel Force Radio. Don't send us any more of those damn emails. No, send us emails all the time. Show at rebelforceradio.com. We want to hear from you.
Okay, so we have a staircase over here to the right of the image. Some sort of maybe a landing platform here.
You know
to the
what?
left.
I think this has a direct connection to the frame we saw just previous with Shin Hati. I think Shin Hati is approaching because look at the reddish. The reddish nature of this structure she's approaching. It looks like she's heading toward a blast door. And then in the next shot, we see the door is open. It's a stairwell, and Huyang is there to greet her. So we might be seeing a lightsaber duel between Huyang and Shin.
Aha. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, that's my speculation just off that. Here's Ezra Bridger. He's ripping off his green shirts. He's got a wife beater on underneath it. And it looks like he's surrounded by other rebels, maybe in a hangar bay, and they're all moving to
I think he's putting on the flight suit.
Oh, maybe he's putting it on. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, right. Maybe he's putting it on, he's taking it off. Whatever he's doing. But we're seeing a beardless Ezra Bridger.
Beardless.
Which actually has been confirmed via a Instagram post from the Ezra Bridger actor, and I forget his name, but he's really good. I like him a lot. And he put up a photo of himself, first day of shooting Ahsoka season 2, and you see that he is beardless in that photo he posted to Instagram. And here in the concept art, we're again seeing a beardless Ezra Bridger as he is putting on taking off a green flight suit, and all of these rebels are also, they're all moving about, getting into their places. It seems like this is a red alert situation.
Now, would the green flight suit indicate what type of ship he might be flying?
Could be A-wing.
That's what I'm thinking. A-wing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we might see Ezra Bridger flying an A-wing. That's a good observation, Jason. I'm glad you made that one.
Well, I'm just looking at my figure over there.
There's the blue X-wing flight suit, which has emerged since Rogue One. I think that was the first time we ever saw the blue flight suit, and then you see some traditional orange X-wing pilot flight suit wearing pilots in the background. And what's there? A little droid there down at the bottom?
It's a little dome of a droid, and then over here to the left, there's like maybe a civilian or not a pilot over here.
Right.
So it looks like it's almost like some alarm has gone off. Maybe Thrawn has just appeared, and they're all running to their fighters, and there's going to be some big showdown here. Which we know that Ahsoka season 2 is Thrawn versus Admiral Akbar.
Big wartime activity. From what I've been able to understand is that Ahsoka season 2 will be, the first episodes will be setting up everything, getting you to understand what happened when Thrawn returned to the Star Wars universe in his Star Destroyer with the Night Sisters, returns to Dathomir, all of that stuff. That's going to be the first half of the season, the first 4 episodes, and the second 4 episodes is going to be all-out war. Thrawn is bringing it big time to the New Republic, which kind of surprises me that's happening in Ahsoka Season 2, because I honestly felt like the war with Thrawn was going to be that Dave Filoni film they started teasing back in 2013. Now I'm beginning to think the likelihood of that particular film is basically non-existent right now. It's going to be Ahsoka Season 2. We know Lucasfilm has a lot on its plate right now. We know they have the Sean Levy film, Star Wars Starfighter, going to start shooting here in late summer, early fall. And then we know that the James Mangold film, Dawn of the Jedi, has been moving up the ranks and should be the film following Star Wars Starfighter. And then what's after that? I think it might be the Simon Kinberg trilogy. So there's a lot of things going on with Star Wars as far as its return to cinemas. And I don't think Dave Filoni's story about a war with Grand Admiral Thrawn fits into that plan. Thus, we're getting an Ahsoka Season 2. I think the original plan was Ahsoka Season 2. Sure, it left us kind of with so many loose threads, loose ends. Ahsoka was trapped in another galaxy with Sabine. Ezra had returned. All of these things. It was begging for a Season 2, but I think the plan was to have it all pay off as a cinematic feature.
Yeah, the big team up where you'd have Mando, Boba Fett, or characters from Book of Boba Fett, Mando, and then Ahsoka, all in one big epic film.
Right. But with the Disney era of Star Wars films seemingly taking so many cues from the Marvel universe, the MCU, creatives at Disney have seen that trying to connect the streaming series with feature films isn't really working because people have to do so much homework. And I think that the Disney executives might see a similar path for this Ahsoka series, The Mandalorian, everything culminating into some feature film that's going to be Dave Filoni's directorial debut. I think they've all kind of gotten a little nervous about that idea, especially after seeing how it all relates to the MCU and how threads that start in streaming and end up in the feature films end up just confusing audiences.
Yeah, I think there's only really been a couple of bona fide hit series in the Marvel universe. I think the Loki did pretty well, and I think that the WandaVision, I think that did pretty well. But outside of that, it's pretty much been misses. I haven't heard any buzz, any hype outside of those two.
Agatha all along, no. I mean, a lot of them, Secret. What was that Secret one they came? It was all just in Flop City for Marvel as far as streaming goes. I think Star Wars has seen a lot more success in the streaming realm than Marvel could ever even dream of at this point. But yet, still, the Star Wars cinematic and streaming universes have taken a lot of cues from the Marvel universe ever since Disney acquired it. I think Disney thought that we could just make Star Wars work like we do with the Marvel films.
Absolutely. That was the template, the model.
And that was even before the unpredictability of the streaming era began. So they were committed to that. And there were pitfalls along the way. Solo, anyone? And that's what made Disney start to feel kind of once bitten, twice shy about incorporating streaming stories, spin-off stories, etc., into theatrical releases. They're trying to temper all that down and maybe maintain streaming in the realm of streaming and keep cinematic stories in the realm of feature films. That's the crossover of all of these different mediums is something I've always been very resistant about. The thing I've been most resistant about is the crossover between animation and live action. Now, taking a character like Ahsoka and making her a live action character is something that I love. I love that idea. But continuing the stories from animation into live action, I think, is a tremendous mistake. And I think we've seen plenty of examples of why that doesn't work over the course of the last 5-6 years.
We used to call them Easter eggs, where it would be one of those little things they would drop in, and it would, and for the diehard fans, it would be kind of cool because it would, harken back to something. But when you structure the whole plot, and the whole plot becomes an Easter egg, basically. Yeah, the cost of entry is just way too high. You can't expect people to go back and watch season upon season of an animated series. And I love animated series, but a lot of people just consider them cartoons, and you just can't expect them to go back and, like you say, do the homework in order to enjoy this live action show.
No matter how good the animated series is, the vast majority of people who go to movies, Star Wars movies, they don't tap into the animation. It just, it doesn't work that way. There's not that kind of crossover. And what happens then is the creatives paint themselves into a corner, and the Disney bean counters start freaking out. And then they make rash decisions, and crazy things happen, and nobody supports it. And so we find ourselves all kind of treading water together as a fan base. And I think we deserve a little bit more respect than that. So that's why I get kind of cranky about it from time to time.
All right, now we've just got it. Oh, no, there are people here. Okay. I thought it was just an environmental pick, but there are people here. This looks to me like this is a much smaller character behind a little bit taller. Is this Ahsoka and maybe Jason Syndulla?
Maybe.
Here?
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I think Ahsoka is the lead.
Yeah.
Out of these two like unfocused blobs we're looking at, I believe it is Ahsoka who's taking the lead here, and that might be a shorter character, or it might be somebody just kind of like coming up. Like
could be perspective,
incline behind them. It could be a perspective thing. What I'm seeing here is Ahsoka and Sabine, quite honestly.
Okay, yeah, Ahsoka and Sabine, and the environment. I don't know what to say really about it.
There's like some weird rock outcropping that looks like a wolf's head, and of course Dave Filoni,
right?
The wolf.
Now
that's what I'm
seeing the wolf.
Yeah. Can't help but see the wolf in that one. And so this looks like Paradia. I would say this is Paradia. I wouldn't say this is Dathomir. Again, nothing really outstanding about the environment except for the weird wolf's head shape of this rock outcropping, or it could be a tree or something. I don't know.
Yeah, hollowed out tree or something.
Yeah, maybe like toppled over. I don't know.
All right, this one really, this is pretty obvious.
It's the weirdest shot of them all.
But it is the weirdest one. This is what we can see as we have a starry background, and an explosion. And within the explosion are the red eyes and the nose and the face of Grand Admiral Thrawn. And Jim, isn't this right out of one of the old school trailers? Is this...
No, I believe there is a film poster, maybe from somewhere from the Far East, that was created back in the days of the original trilogy that sort of reminds me of this. What
about the original trailer for Star Wars, where it has that dry voiceover and then there's an explosion and then it's the Star Wars logo, I think, within the explosion?
Okay, well, maybe that's like, it looks similar to the explosion, but what... Yeah. How do you explain the face that's
I can't explain the face other than that maybe this is a play on that old school, because even the starry background looks pretty 70s. There's something I can't put my finger on. It just looks vintagey or dated or...
No, I feel you. I get that. You know what I think we're looking at here? Might be a glimpse of an Ahsoka Force vision Like she's seeing the future here, and it's all kind
okay.
of it's like all kind of like trippy and abstract and stuff. And we might just be seeing like a glimpse of that force vision.
Uh-huh.
That's the only way I can interpret this.
This is the weirdest one because it almost doesn't even look like concept art. It almost looks like it's a still from a bootleg trailer that I'm looking at, but it's wild. This is something. So Lars Mikkelsen as Grand Admiral Thrawn here, still with the green eyes.
Yeah,
Excuse me, red eyes.
red
eyes,
blue face, red eyes,
blue face, red eyes.
Very colorful personality. This is. But that's a really, really intriguing kind of image, and it's so just out there and weird that I think it's got to be a force vision.
Yeah, it's almost like he's like ripping into her vision, almost, or like peering through the stars at her.
It's wild.
There's also something we haven't seen in any of these is a little copyright down here at the bottom. This wasn't in any of the other ones.
Interesting.
So this felt like almost like a finale of something. So I don't know if and of course the writing. I don't know if it's. I'm assuming it's Japanese.
I thought it was Japanese, but I'm no expert on this.
Right.
I've been to Japan before, and there are two types of Japanese script. But this might be even Korean. I can't really tell. I can't. I'm no expert on that sort of.
But are these are these captures from some sort of reel, like a reel of effect shots or not effect shots, but a reel of obviously concept art, but like some sort of presentation that would have been given to an effects shop or an animation studio for the work? I don't know.
I don't know either. Gosh, I wish we could get someone to transcribe. Yeah, translate this for us. I don't think that's, you know what, the more I look at it, I don't think that's Japanese. I really don't. I think that might be Korean. I'm not sure. Again, totally not anyone who reads any of it, but it doesn't look Japanese to me. The more I look at it, it looks more like the Korean Hangul, the Korean alphabet, which my knowledge of that is very limited. Let me see. Let me take a closer look. It's so complex. I mean, I don't know. Somebody get a hold of us, please, who understands this stuff. I mean, I don't care who you are, where you live, where you come from, who you might be. You could be like Jason Swank's nephew or what. I don't care who you are. Give us a translation.
Yes. Asian languages. Clearly Asian, some sort. All right. So that's it. That's our Ahsoka blow by blow, play by play of the this artwork. So hopefully you're seeing it here first on RFR.
Yeah. We don't know where it came from. We don't know what it is or how it was acquired, but it ended up in our inbox and was definitely worthy of a solid breakdown and discussion. And that's going to do it for this week of RFR.